The first time I went to Gen Con, I was sorely, sorely disappointed. Until my last day there, when I found this game, which is part of my H-Index, the 38 games that I have played 38 times or more. This is Quarriors. My first Gen Con was the year this debuted. I'd never heard of it, despite being someone who followed a lot of the new board games, the up and coming. But the last day, we weren't even going to go back. My wife and I had been there a couple of days, played a few games, found some things that were interesting, but nothing that really grabbed us that made us go, yeah, going to the biggest convention in the country is something we should always do. On our way out of town on Sunday, so we were staying with friends, let's just go back. We've got a 3-day pass. Let's go back and check one more time, see if there's anything. And sidled up to a booth where they were demoing this game. I mean, first, I was like, it's a giant die. The game itself comes in a big metal die tin. It doesn't any longer, but back then it did. And it's a dice building game. You've got all of these custom dice. Now, I was very familiar with Dominion and deck building, but in this one, you're actually engaging in combat. You're rolling some dice, using that to buy more dice, but some of them will roll onto the side with their combatant on it, has hit points, has health, has defense, and then you're sending those out to attack the other players, knock some of their dice out, eventually knock some of their life down to try to win. And like any good deck building or dice building game, lots of different variations of setup, different ways you can play. Just fell in love with this game, bought every single expansion as it came out, and I've played a ton. Have I played it in years? I actually haven't. It's one I've thought recently of pulling back out to introduce my kids to because it's so much fun and all those custom dice. Of course, it also spawned a collectible game, the Dice Master series, which they did as a D&D theme and a Marvel theme and a DC theme and all sorts of things. But this is the original Quarriors. Fantastic game, happily on my H-Index, part of the 38 games that I have played 38 times or more. I'm Kylie at Games Unlimited. Go unbox some fun.